Hello everybody, welcome at the Pan-European Conference on Digital Education. It's a new year, but we are still the same old team with you every month with fresh presentations about effective teaching and different lifelong learning topics important for teachers. My name is Blanca Tatzer and I will be the moderator of today's conference. Let's see what's ahead of us. We have 4 presentations. We will start with Erik Babič, coaching skills to support and engage learners. Then we continue with Igor and the title Games in Space, Space in Games. The third presentation will be delivered by Minela Kerla, teacher training program for teaching online, and we conclude with one relevant for kindergarten STEAM education in public. So Elena-Alexandra will be with us. So let's meet all the presenters and say a few words about them. The first one will be Erik. So Erik is a member of our team, Primera courses and STEP Institute. So, but I believe that you are the first time in the Pan-European Conference, right?
Yes. Hi, I'm Erik, psychologist, and yeah, this is my first time presenting, and I'm happy that I will open with the topic that I'm really interested in and passionate about. So you will see what it is.
Yeah. Coaching, the power of questions, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, Igor, welcome again. It's not your first time here, right? You survived the first time and now
I'm a survivor.
You try. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, hi to all. It's an honor to be again with you all. I'm the youth worker more than 35 years. I'm also the grandpa. I'm also the coordinator of the Erasmus project and the Salto pool trainers and the pool of trainers of Croatia National Agency. Yep, shortly.
Wonderful.
And I'm totally passionate about the space.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, great. Looking forward to your presentation. And yeah, Minela, Kerla, welcome you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Minela Kerla. I'm a doctor in education and educational sciences, and I also I'm a president of Association of Online Educators. I'm coming from Sarajevo, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and this is my first time, I believe, since you are talking about survivors here. So I hope that I'm going to survive this presentation and this
meeting.
Let's
see in the end. Usually our teachers our teachers are very, very supportive, so and curious to learn new things. So I definitely believe you will survive. Not just that, but also receive support. And Alexandra, hello.
Hello, it's also my first time here. I'm very glad to be here among you. I am Alexandra Nistorescu. I'm from Bucharest, Romania. I am the head teacher of a very big kindergarten in Bucharest. We have 550 children. I am a parent, I am a teacher, I am an educator, and I'm glad to be also a trainer for young teachers. What can I say about myself is that I am I enjoy to do relevant things in my specialty, educational, early education and care.
Great. I'm looking forward to your presentation as well. Okay, so thank you for all the introductions. We will go straightly to Erik. And for all, this was not correct, yes. Okay. Before we start with Erik's presentation, I would like to say to you that the link for a certificate of attendance is in the description of the video. Later, I will also put the link into the chat. So welcome all the, wow, almost 300 teachers are here from different countries. I see Romania, Moldova, I see Spain, Poland here. So we are good to go and see what's the topic about the coaching skills. Here is your presentation, Erik.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, today's presentation is coaching skills to support and engage learners. But first, let me introduce myself and as an introduction, how I became in contact with coaching. So first, in elementary school, I was naturally curious and I was asking a lot of questions to my parents, to myself. So I was discovering the world, and in high school that continued, but in a bit different way. And like especially in the subject of mathematics, I needed more support from teachers. And I remember that I had a really good teacher, and he didn't say you should study more, but he said, what could you do to improve your degrees over time and to gain better knowledge? And it stuck with me. Then on college, I was studying psychology. We were learning together with peers, and we were questioning each other. We were provoking each other with questions to make an interesting debate. Then I became soft skills trainer. I was doing workshops, and my main goal was to help learners to gain new insights. And I figured out that the best way to do this is by asking powerful questions. And then I was also, this is the education part, I was also teaching psychology on a high school for a short period of time. And I found out that they found my lectures interesting because they were engaging. And part of why they were engaging was because they felt that I was listening to them. And I was also asking a lot of questions. And so now when I'm in the path of becoming certified professional coach, it all makes sense. So the coaching skills are really useful in education. And I was using them before I even knew that those are coaching skills, and probably so are you. But let's put it in a frame. So what is coaching? It's a process of partnering with clients in a thought-provoking and creative process that inspires them to maximize their personal and professional potential. In a more poetic way, it's about unlocking a person's potential to maximize their own performance. It's helping them to learn rather than teaching them. So this is really important because it presents like there is a big difference between teaching and coaching. Is it? Well, there are some differences. And I mean, teacher focuses on delivering subject knowledge and skills, and he has a plan that has to stick to it. Coach develops personal and professional potential, and the methodology and the approach in the coaching are more client-centered, customized, and actually learner drives the process. And the role of coach is to facilitate the growth and co-create solutions. It's really partnering. Whether teacher has to be an authority, has to bring knowledge to the students, and it's a structured curriculum, and also the outcome in the academic setting is usually to learn some like academic knowledge, whether in coaching it's usually outcome whatever the client wanted as an outcome. So if we divide in two roles, there is a big difference, but we can use coaching skills in the process of teaching. So we don't have to be plumber to have a wrench to repair some pipes. We can use the skills. And so what are the skills, coaching skills that we can use in education? So the first one is not actually a skill, but it's a mindset. So it is that open, growth-oriented approach that values curiosity, empowerment, and fosters that self-discovery and personal development in others. So in an essence, that you believe in the potential of others, that they can develop themselves, and that you're open-minded for the other solutions that are not maybe that you weren't that you hadn't them in mind. Then active listening. So this is the skill of fully focusing on the student, on the learner, and understanding their concerns, validating their experiences. Then it's powerful Socratic questioning. This is a skill, a technique where you ask open-ended questions to encourage critical thinking and self-reflection. More about it, you will find in the workbook that I will present later. It's a really useful skill. Then empathy and emotional intelligence. So I believe that you are already using this a lot in your teaching, because it's about recognizing and responding to students' emotions to create a supportive learning environment. And I'm also sure that you're giving a lot of feedback, I believe constructive feedback, so that it's growth-oriented and non-judgmental, and that also promotes growth mindset, so that the students, the learners, can learn from their mistakes. And non-directive guidance. So instead of providing them solutions, you ask them to think about the solutions. This also encourages autonomy. So this is really important, that the student takes responsibility for their learning journey. And all of this can be connected in mindful presence. And this is the skill of being fully engaged in the moment, and it helps to create a calm and focused classroom. Now, the title was coaching skills, but that's a bit misleading, because I will focus on mindset. Why? Because the mindset is the foundation of coaching skills. It can be developed just as skills, but it's a bit different. And because it is a foundation, we will now focus for the rest of the presentation on it. So the first part is the presence. So we already mentioned that mindful presence, where you listen deeply, you respond with awareness, and you remove all the distractions so that the learner is really seen and heard. You approach with curiosity. So instead of giving answers, ask questions that encourage exploration and self-discovery, and also evoke curiosity in them. And caring, they should feel that you care for their growth, for their emotions, and you also celebrate progress with them, even if it's a small step. But if it's in the right direction, it's worth celebrating. And then vulnerability. So you have to admit your own mistake to create a safe learning, where also students are willing to admit their mistakes and take risks, and then they can grow even faster. As I mentioned before, the empowerment part of the mindset is about making sure that you're not taking responsibility for their learning. They should take the responsibility because it's their journey. Of course, you are responsible for the results as a teacher, but try to evoke as much ownership in them as possible. And as also mentioned before, growth mindset, it's such an important part. It helps learners that they see challenges as opportunities, and it fosters a resilience. So lifelong learning is a marathon, and if we don't have growth mindset, is really difficult to face all the obstacles in the way. And how to capture this mindset, we have some tools, but in this short period of time today, I would like to present one tip. And this is that at the end of each lecture, you can ask one of those 3 questions. So either what was most valuable for you today, what was interesting for you today, or what did you learn today? Those questions are strong questions, but in a coaching manner, I would like to hear you, but I'm not sure if this is possible. So can we see comments?
Yes, sure. We can ask our dear participants in the comments. So, why are these questions powerful? So, think about and share your thoughts with us. Write in the comments what you think. In the meanwhile, can I ask you something, Erik? Because there is a question, actually 2 of them, or would you like to continue and then we ask questions in the end?
We can do questions at the end.
Okay.
If it's okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, but still, because it's an online conference, people need a little bit more time to write in the comments.
Okay.
So perhaps
we can
you
answer
can
now
just
questions.
say a few thoughts. And in the meanwhile, I will show what they are saying. For instance, Nadina is saying they actively involve the learners and make them think and feel. Then
Right.
Ines is saying they encourage reflection.
Exactly.
And we have, okay, yeah, we have one hello also. Okay, that's, sorry.
Yeah.
Then we have these questions involve learners in the learning process.
Exactly.
They are powerful because they are significant and ask about them. And also some other comments are about the reflection.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. This is also my point. So they're learner-centric. They evoke reflection. So they have to think what they have learned and summarize for themselves, which is much more powerful. If you it's more powerful than if you just summarize for them. They have to do it themselves, and yeah, it makes them feel heard. They see that you care about what they have learned today. Okay, thank you for your collaboration. Now, before I finish, so I'm just in time as I can see. We will this month we will work on coaching, also in Step Forward with Primera membership. So Blanca will later present, but we will have workbook on the topic of coaching, especially on coaching skills to engage learners, to support and engage learners. We will also have a webinar on 6th of March on this topic, and another one later in year on another topic. And there are some other perks of the membership. But if you're interested in this topic, so coaching in education, you should definitely check this out. So thank you for your attention. And now I would like to answer your questions.
Yeah, yes, sure. Thank you, Erik. So, yeah, first, there is one very important question. what's the difference with mentoring? So yeah, yeah, actually very important
So
because teachers are used to be mentors. So what
Mhm.
is actually the difference?
Yeah, there's a nice analogy metaphor that like a mentor already walk the path that the learner is going to walk. So like the mentor is a master in a skill and the learner would like to become a master in that skill, and the mentor can take him and through his experiences can guide the mentee o- through across this path, while coach probably didn't go through the same as the coachee wants to go through, but he's partnering with this person and they're walking like together. And if they would be holding hands, like coach is holding a hand like we are together, while mentor is pulling the mentee. So I think this is like a nice way to really concretely present the difference between coaching and mentoring. And yeah, and also usually mentor is more experienced, and usually it's not really like partnership. I mean, it is a relationship, but it's not usually 50-50 because the mentor has more power.
Yeah, as I understood you, what you explained is that in mentoring we provide more guidance, more advices, more ideas. But in
Mhm.
coaching, we focus on questioning, on reflection, on reflection. Yeah, but of
Mhm.
course, the those skills are
Yeah.
overlapping, so the limitations are not always very clear. There is one more question here. Rosalinda would like to know what are the most effective coaching techniques to foster deeper engagement and autonomy in learners. So, did you find any special trick to share with us?
Uh, I mean, for me, the questions, the powerful questions. So
Mm-hmm.
open-ended questions that give responsibility to the learner. So, for example, now I would ask you, you ask me what are the most effective coaching techniques. I would ask you, what works for you? Which coaching techniques, we mentioned a few today, are working for you? With which approach you get a deeper engagement?
Mm-hmm.
And then we will
Mm-hmm.
continue the conversation in that way. But so this is one example. So open-ended
Okay.
questions that are client-centered and are evoking ownership from them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you very much. Um, uh-huh. And yeah, there is one more coacher or teacher, which is more effective.
This is really difficult
You
one.
were market for you will provide marketing for coaching, right?
No, actually, I think it everything has its place, time and place. If if we would be doing just coaching, the it wouldn't be so effective. So I think because especially in the elementary and high school, we are trying to gain a lot of knowledge, and some knowledge can be co-created and can be evoked from the learner, but still a lot of information we need to gather somehow, and still
Mm-hmm.
hearing it from the teacher and learning in that setting, it's quite useful and quite effective. So that's why I said that I'm encouraging you to use coaching skills, not to become a coach in the classroom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So everything has its timing. Okay, so thank you for this introduction to coaching. Some of you probably remember from December when our member from STEP Institute, Monica, was here, and she introduced that we will do something new also in the new year. So as I said in the beginning, it's a new year, but same old team. With an upgrade, and now we will see what exactly is the upgrade of the Pan-European Conference on Digital Education. So those of you who are maybe worried that we will change something in the existing settings, the answer right now and here is no. We will not change anything. The Pan-European Conference still stays. It will be here every month. We will provide certificate of attendance as you know, in the same way as you are used. But as you know, that we are getting more requests for more topics, for more services, and the Pan-European Conference is something that we volunteer. So we upgrade this conference into step forward with Primera membership. So those of you who would like to get more professional development will get the chance now. We have three options. So the first option of the membership is the option that you are using right now, Explore option with free access to monthly Pan-European Conference on Digital Education with certificate of attendance, etc. Then the second option is a paid membership called Educator's Choice, in which you have everything that is included in the free access. In addition, you get a private Facebook group for exchanging ideas and networking with other educators. Then Erik mentioned a workbook. So we will have for our members monthly workbooks on different topics, and the topic of today on coaching, so this will be the first topic, will be also the part of the workbook, we will send this to our members. In this membership is also included 2 webinars for educators per year. The first webinar will be about coaching skills in the classroom, so how we can be effective in providing coaching to our students, which questions to use in order to encourage more reflection. Then 2 consulting international opportunities through the year and different special member discounts. So this is for each teacher, those who would like to upgrade. And then we have another option is for schools. So this is organization's choice, where everything in the previous package is included, but it's for 10 teachers. In addition, this package includes also 1 hour-long group online consulting session with employees, and this is the third option. You can get right now the special offer, because we offer 20% down for the yearly membership with the code that you see now on the screen. More information about the Primera membership can be found on our web page, which you can see right now, and QR code here. I will also provide this in the comments, of course. You can always contact us for any information. We are open to discuss with you as usually. Okay, Erik, so would you like to add something about your webinar that is coming up in April for the members?
Just maybe that it will be much more concrete. We will have more time and we will go deeper into the actual skills. So now I talked more about mindset, and it was really general. and the webinar will be much more focused on skills and concrete, and there will be tools to use, and of course some tools will also be in the workbook. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so then I'm looking forward also to the webinar and to all the questions you will share with us. And right now we continue our conference today with the next presentation. Thank you, Erik, very much. And we move to Croatia. And Igor is with us. He is youth worker, facilitator, and he will share with us games in space, space in games. So I'm curious about this play with words. Microphone, Igor.
Thank you, Blanca. Now when I see what Erik speak about the coaching method facilitator, I will move this facilitator, and maybe I didn't put nothing, just Igor Spetič, because I don't know where can I find myself coaching or mentoring or following or something like that. So game in space is games. Why? I'm coming from the scouts a long time ago, from 1980s. So everything what I learned from then is happens somewhere in the nature, somewhere in the space. I have for you just a small quick task. I don't know how many are you here on this networking, but just take 10 seconds and look around you and just check what you see around you. What you see, the closet, the, I don't know, chair, maybe you're sitting outside. Just try to check several things around you and just be aware what is there, just for the beginning. I will explain after a little bit why this is maybe can be important. It's a lot of text, but I will speak what is come to my mind. You can read if you want. We are surrounded by the space, and before 2 years we start to thinking. I started really thinking about the space element of the space, and how the space can be the tool that you can learn from and learn in. And then we have opportunity and open the key action to the biggest partnership, and it's called Community Learning Point. And one of the outcomes is the interactive manual about game in the space, a space in the game, and it will be ended on the end of the February, beginning of the March. And then I will through this network send to you, because it's a free spacing, free open sourcing. You can easily get this manual, and maybe you can use something that we are coming through these 2 years of the project. So yeah, we are the part of the space. We are like the one tree in the forest, but we are still in the forest. So we can look on this concept from different sides and different ways, and with different approaches. I put several approaches here, and we go really quickly through them. So then you get inspiration, what you can do in your daily life, and maybe you will start to see the space differently. We discovered a lot about the sensor learning, but I think you already know that. Visual analysis, spatial intervention, games that use space for the learning, social hotspots, and integration of technology into the space. This is several chapters or several approaches that we are come during these 2 years of developing, not just the manual but also the board game that you can also download it by the free. So the sensor learning, I think you already know what the sensor learning. So tactile learning, everything what you can see, what you can touch, what you can hear. So everything what come to your body around you. But can you do it on the daily job? Can you do it in your classroom? Can you do it, go just 15 minutes outside and try to touch it? So it's up to you. This is, I really support Erik approach that we need to prepare, and the pupils and the people who want to learn, they will try to learn on their ways. But we need to prepare. We need to start thinking about, okay, if I'm in the classroom, what can be the sense of learning? If I walking down the streets, what all the sounds I can collect it, or all the colors, etc., etc. Some benefits of the this sense of learning is promote independent thinking, critical thinking, helps around and understand cause and effects, strengths, cognitive skills. We start to compare. When you start to more practice, we develop the new skills. We totally start to see the place around us and the space around of different ways. This is the two examples. The sensor room that you can make in your school or in your, I don't know, organization or in your open space, or you can use the sensor tap path. You can do it on the outside, but you can make it also on the classroom table, etc. So there is a lot of things that is come to your mind when you're thinking about that. The another approach is visual analysis as a learning method. Andy Warhol said, "Art is truly the best art." And when you start to thinking about really what's happened around you and what you can see, there is a lot of examples how you can learn from the space. For example, you can connect it with a lot of class that you have it. You can learn the color from the space. You can go outside and recording the music and define how you can sounds and then create the music from the sounds. You can use your culture, your ancient, your past, your history. You can use the social interactive things what's happen with the people, around the people, and to the city. Again, it's everything. It's up to you how you want to create that. So the visual learning, it's the second one. The third approach, intervention in space. There is a two nice example here how we can intervention the space. One example in there we can create, for example, hotel or for the insects, for the bugs, for the animals, or we can pull out the subject from the school into the graveyard, into the back, in the front of the school. For example, here is the school in Solin that we create a big photo about the the wind side, the roses of the wind, which northwest, so the young people can come out of the class and learning into the space, into the garden. So there is so many things that you can connect it and engage young people to develop this kind of things. Games that use the space for the learning. Of course, the nature is the more stimulating environment. And I have the grandson in the first class, and I must say that I'm a little bit disappointed because more or less now it's already 5 months of the school. All the subjects except when they have the sports, all the subjects happen in the class. So I don't understand why we cannot take the pupils outside from the class around in the old. We can use the space in the school. We can use the space around the school. We can use the small things just to make the different and more efficient way how to young people to be more happy to come to the school, not to be bored. Uh, yeah, learning in the space and the learning through the space. So when we have learning in the space, that with this approach we integrate all these elements, expect outcomes into the space. So we need to be aware what's happened around us, and then we integrate our outcomes and our goals that we want to have it. Learning through the space. In this approach, we use the thing that we find in the space as a part of learning experience. Before we need to really check what we have in the space. For example, I don't know, the small river can be a problem. The bridge can be solution. The tree can be the book. It's up to us how we want to integrate our task into the space. So there is a lot of space in the space. And yeah, when you think about the space, the English usually put the space in the with the planets and think when we speak here about the space, we think about the nature, we think about the place around us, and etc. I will quickly explain this kindergarten game that we create, and we use the park, the front of the kindergarten, and we have the 4 games for them. We have one game where we need to go around and solve the task, and then another one that they have the staffetta. Then you go up and down with the balls. The third one, they need to look to the photo and to speak about the photo, and the last one is to play with the food. But we took one element in the kids in this exercise. We took element of the parents, and this is element also we conduct them like the space, like the place that the parents must have also the part of development in the structure of the young people, and especially on the childhood where you have 0 to 6 years. When you do the parents in this game, the most important thing is happen. The parents start to learn from the young people, from the kids, because the parents are in the team with their kids. They need to go through this training ground. They need to play the stuff. They need to draw and to listen what the young people say to them and look to the photos, because the young people's kids cannot show the photo. And the last game, we put we close the eyes from the parents, and then the young people give them, I don't know, the food, usually the yogurt, a liquid one, of course, to be more funny. So there is a treasure hunt. There is a lot of different games that we put, for example, into the digital world. We put in the nature, Age of Empire, etc., etc. Yeah. The small tips: define the outcomes, study the space, make the game exercise easy to repeat, combine things, try to be more, put a little bit complexity next time. In the beginning, try to be simple, but also try to be very creative. And we have the last one, the social hotspot. We think about the space when the people can be like the kitchen, where the people can come and cook for another one. Community gardens. So the hotspots in the city, in the place, in our local community, where we are when we can integrate a lot of different things with the young people, to be volunteers, to help to build, and such kind of thing. The last, not the last, we have the metaphorical learning, for example, that we when I ask you to see around you what you have around you, which element you have, television, I don't know, the chair, etc. The metaphor in learning try to think, okay, if I have some subject, how I can use the television like the object in my class, or what can be the chair. For example, with the door you can learn the angle. You can play with the chairs to put around. At the same time, another group need to put in the circle. Another team need to put it close to the window without the speaking. So there is a lot of ways how you can use the space. And the last one, the most interesting at the moment, is technology and the digital space that we have around us. There is a lot of indoor and outdoors ways how we can integrate technology with RV and VR technology into indoor learning. We can make more creative, or outdoor learning. We already use a lot of things, but we don't thinking about that, like the Google search, or the NFC method, or the, I don't know, NFC application, badges, community events. So there is a lot of digital place that we have surround us. That was quick, 19 slides in the 14 minutes. Blanca, I'm here for the questions.
Thank you very much for this inspiring presentation. Yeah, it reminds me on one of our initiatives that we are just starting with the kindergartens, and that's Toy Free Month, in which we will animate children, to create their own toys. And you reminded me because you said, okay, the tree can be something, the stone can be something. So yeah, I mean, children actually they don't need many things in order to be creative and playful. um, yeah, so
Absolutely
that's
agree with you.
yeah,
Yeah, kindergarten
that's
can be a
yeah,
very inspired place, also for the people who work inside, but also for the
yeah.
parents. I try to put the little bit tip on that. Then we try to integrate also the parents sometime into games in the kindergarten, because if you are parents and you start thinking about that you need to help your children when you have 12, 13, it's already too late. So when we start to
Mhm.
develop the relationship with third to sixth year, then we have the strong connection, and then we can be there for them.
And you know what my question is? Because yes, exactly, with kindergartens, the children are so playful, and also teachers, they are playing all the time, but when exactly gets this feeling lost? Because in schools later, I think that also children would learn easier if they would experience more play, but it just gets lost somewhere. Do you have any experience how to continue
Yes.
this spirit, from kindergartens
Yeah.
later to
Have
later on?
experience. Yeah, but I only must say that is different in different culture. Again, different
Yeah.
families. Everything can be different ways of studying, how the structure is in the countries, educational structures, etc. But here, if you start in my way, if you start with them in the kindergarten, and then, for example, the gap from kindergarten to the school in Croatia, in Dalmatia, uh, the last year of the kindergarten, they didn't go to the school to see the place where they are moving. So there is no there in the 7 years there is no connection. There is the gap. I don't know why. I don't know. Start with 6, 5 years, go to the
Mm.
school 7 years, go together something with the young people there with the first class, etc. And then we have the big problem. It's the fifth grade in Croatia. When you after the 4 years of the school at elementary school with the one teacher, you come immediately to the 10 teachers without emotional support, without
Mm.
sociological support, without anything. Just and this is the big issue. And now we speak more about the caring pedagogic, the pedagogy who see the person and not the subject, etc. etc. Relationship pedagogic and
Mm. But you personally managed to preserve this playfulness. So
yeah, but
what is your
yeah,
secret then, Igor?
I must say that you must become the grandma and the grandpa,
You
and then you start to look
you
to
didn't go
different.
to school?
No, no, no.
Ah,
I
you
must
must
say
to
with my
become
kids.
grandpa.
Yeah, because I mean, with my kids, I will do differently for sure now when I look. When you come to be grandpa, when you have your grandson, then you have a different pair of glasses, and
Yeah.
then you try to. And now we are trying to really implement this, yeah, this thinking to the parents that it's important to
Hmm.
be present all the time.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, some of the teachers are
Mm.
having bigger classes. So here is one
Yeah,
question: can teachers apply these games for large classes as 40 students?
ICT easy, easy. I play with the 5 children. I play with 55. I play with 500. It's everything can be adapted. It's about what we want to achieve. Of course, if you have the bigger group and we want more quality, then we need the supporters with us, another coach, another. I speak from the yeah, civic organization, but also in the school, it's already happened that two classes have together activities and to be more
Hmm.
empowered, to be more uh, different connections because they want to empower young people to have different perspective. So yes, for me it's easy, but must be adaptable. You must thinking how big is group and what is
So
your
the
goal.
game is still the same, but more people are facilitators. Yeah. So in case if you join together 2 classes, then both teachers are like team of, yeah, and they are managing. Yeah. All right. Okay, great. So thank you, Igor, very much for your inspiration. I hope we see each other again. Yes, and thank you for today. Okay, and now we go to Minela Kerla. Welcome with the next presentation on teacher training program for teaching online. Yes, so right now we are online and we will hear some effective tips how to be effective. Here is your presentation and the microphone. Microphone, Minela.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. Perfect.
Okay, so, well, it seems to be that I'm going to continue in this manner, coaching, lifelong learning, as Erik said, the marathon and games in space, space in games. But I'm going to try to give a bit of perspective, like academical perspective and like practical perspective in the sense of one organization. So my topic is teacher training program for teaching online, and I'm going to follow up this topic in the following slides. Some keywords is knowledge, techne, online education, and teacher training program. So giving the topic in the context that teaching online is becoming a norm and the trend for online teaching, not just online language online teaching, but it's for other topics as well. It's becoming a new job for many language teachers over the globe. And what is interesting, there is no university that prepare them for that role. And usually they are led online with limited training by platforms about that, how to teach online. And this is what is quite interesting. And they feel alone, they feel left behind without support. And this is the chance, an opportunity where they can unite and create some kind of initiative to overcome those problems. Because when people are having problems, they're always looking for some ways to find solutions. Some key questions are going to go a little bit into the philosophy, like how knowledge and education are fundamental elements of the creation and development of the world of technology and advanced technologies, like how the modern science and modern reality is applied in general, and how the source of the meaning of knowledge, which is found in the Greek term techne, and application of the modern education models are applied and developed in teacher training program for teaching online. So what is quite interesting, like scratching a bit, this definition is like knowledge and education. So knowledge, everyone probably know those terms and those definitions, but I'm going to just have a look at what we have in the literature. Like knowledge has its original meaning in skills, creativity, and production according to the certain rules. On the basis of knowledge that is produced, then we have techniques that is created. So today's term technique usually is has the meaning that the technique, which primarily refers to the art, craft, skill, in contrast with the term technique, which primarily refers to use of means that is produced by skills and art. So in the broad sense, techne is a set of certain procedures and the application of means to achieve some useful ends. So Igor was actually putting on the stage what would be the definition of techne. So certain procedures and application of means to achieve some useful ends. So kids can learn something and have fun on the way. Techne can be used as a word that refers to our practical ability. So what is interesting, so those definitions that we have in the literature with the main and original definitions, most of those educational systems are destroying on the way. And what is quite interesting, they are putting students and teachers as well in the position that they are not producing the knowledge. So they are just usually repeating some patterns that they learn on the way. So how some citizens and teachers and students in general, or society in general, can overcome those problems. So I'm going to put on the stage some let's say, results that I find out with my colleagues, how these things can be solved in the manner that everyone is involved. So as you know, that education is a very big process. So everyone is involved there, not just teachers. So active citizens can contribute to social problem solving through different initiatives and organization and projects that serves to education and to solve some and find solutions for some social goals. But this is also something that open an area for development of some social innovation and production of the new knowledge, what would be something that is a key point of education. So having the knowledge to produce something new. And what is also quite interesting, those participants in the modern world can find a way to be active citizens in the world where they have been present, as we could find in some philosophical backgrounds of education. The sample of application of those definitions and certain theories, I would try to explain through the sample of one organization that I'm currently leading. It's the Association of Online Educators, and it is developed in the 1990s. And this organization is an initiative of educators and citizens to develop online education from scratch in undeveloped society with limited resources, in order to overcome barriers and obstacles that would be on the way for teachers who are trying to move from traditional classroom to online space. And what is interesting in the sense of this kind of organization, it's that this kind of initiative is found as a social innovation, and we actually put this, all the organization put this on the map of social innovation, and we have confirmation of in academical manner and also from different institutions that how we actually solve those problems and those challenges on the way. So I can give you some brief information about the organization, in the sense that this organization has three main aims. So create a bridge from formal education, not just the sense that, you know, when you finish university, so you're left behind, you don't know how to move on. It's also in the sense that you continue, as Igor said, lifelong learning is a marathon. So to continue your education and find ways to move on, to train teachers to teach their teaching projects online, so seminars, webinars, and courses. So give them opportunities to create something new. And also what is quite important and similar to this kind of setting is to connect educators and encourage them to innovate and create their own programs. So these are some characteristics of this. So as you know, this kind of innovation is supposed to be put into some kind of frame where it's going to be recognized in the society, so in the context of NGO. So these are some characteristics of NGOs: has assembled board of directors, president, vice president, members, and also has some sections that would be deal with certain topics and certain, let's say, fields, because talking about online education, we could see that it's a very big field. And some key activities. We have activities for citizens and for experts. So it's not just limited to experts. It is also open for citizens, so they can together solve some problems and contribute in this sense. So together they can organize conferences, research hubs like a book club, creative hub, homework hub, public discussion, and of course they can contribute to the society to overcome all of those issues and problems that would come up on the way. So as you can see, it would be a kind of, let's say, platform where they would come and find solutions to create some new opportunities and add a new knowledge. Models of education, basically in the sense of teaching teachers, we can see here a couple of those, like teacher training program that is related to teach online in the sense of like courses for teachers, introduction, like early foreign language learning, how to motivate students, online language teaching methods, leadership, and organizing certain webinars for specific fields and specific topics that would come on the way. As well, we organize up to this point, 7 annual conferences where teachers would bring those projects and those innovations or those research projects, and where they could talk and share their thoughts with experts from many different countries, because we invite experts from many different countries to contribute to this conference, so they can improve their projects in the sense that they can have feedbacks from experts, so they are not left alone in this process. Also, many different programs like courses, email courses, mobile learning, demonstration, workshop, public discussions, and clubs. In the sense of teacher training program, I had a big responsibility because I'm coming from the field of educational science, and when I get started to teach teachers how to teach online, I had a big problem because it is a big field, and I had a lot of requests from many different teachers from many different countries. So I decided to put my courses available for other countries as well, not just limited for the local or national context. So I created 5 courses, and they're available on the platform Udemy, so every single teacher can find those courses there to help them to navigate and find and define what is online education, what are some main principles, how to limit resources, and how to give opportunity to students online, because we're talking about totally different space. And here it's really important how many links in all of those apps you would put on the side, on the shoulder of the student. So what is also quite important, so when they finish all of those educational projects, it's important to give certificates. As you were telling, Blanca, now after this conference, I'm going to give you certificates. So certificates are the way to be recognized in a certain society, so they can see that you are working on your education, that you have continue education process, so you can give some kind of evidence. So we have here 3 types of certificates that can be recognized by policymakers all around the globe when it comes to this institution. So certificate when it comes to language, club certificate when it comes to conference, and training certificates like verifying 5 courses on Udemy and giving the final verification by UNEDU Association. So some of those important ideas and results of this, let's say 8, but even more from my side work, it is the fact that small-scale organization without university preparation and training, and without advanced level of technique, without training or local lifelong learning centers, they can, with a very high level of openness, solidarity, and interest in online training programs, they can contribute, and they can try to overcome all of those problems that will be what would come on the way if they unite and if they want to work together on it. And they can even overcome challenges in sudden conditions like we had in COVID. Most of those teachers let's say all around the world find out that there is online education and that we can find solutions for the certain challenges and certain conditions to deliver education, but we need to be aware of the fact that online education was much earlier than COVID, but they become pretty spreaded and famous during the COVID. And of course, it's going to be after it. But this is quite interesting, the fact that they can build the world in which they have been thrown, in the sense that they are all active participants, not just students, not just parents, not just teachers, but also all of those institutions that would be that would recognize them. So they are all together. Some discussion points and maybe some key points here would be more related to the fact that this Greek term techne, or application of the modern educational models that are applied in the sense of online education organization, are essential questions that define the modern world of science, education, and technology. So this understanding of the meaning Greek term techne, like production of the knowledge, which gives them the meaning to nowadays term technique, and the transfer of the knowledge in specific southern and non-standard condition of the education show the importance of not just education, but also social science, modern science, and the real world of the modern technology and the truth. So this point actually gives us the perspective and gives us some questions to think about, and I would put them in conclusion part, that this model and this example of UNEDU that offers transnational cooperation in academical exchange of knowledge and networking, and bringing to the table models and representation organization in the way in which small organizations are thrown, making some kind of evidence on the way that is possible to recognize, and giving us the chance to work on our practical ability in education, to innovate and to make something new and produce some new even methods and techniques, and especially in online education. Also reminds us to keep in mind, where do we teach? What kind of organization? What kind of school? What kind of platform? What kind of management do we have? Or do we prefer, and or we would desire, who do we delegate? Who do we lead children, adults, non-experts, workers, volunteers? And what kind of instruments and supports we would have? Because in the sense of online education, there are some factors that we should consider it. If we now, in this moment, delegate this, is it something that someone somewhere in the world would be able to accept and understand in the context of being like, is it applicable for different educational models, different schools, like samples of students, and is it something that we should always, put just like that in the space and not, think about it? So this is something that I just wanted to share when it comes to conclusion points. Of course, I'm here for if there are some questions and comments to answer it. So Blanca, I'm on your stage now.
Thank you very much, Minela, for your presentation. Yes, of course, we have questions. And one is about the videos. Yes, Claudia is interested. So could those videos on YouTube, can they encourage also practical abilities? What is your experience? Here I have a feeling that it is a question about flip learning or something like that, yeah?
Well, I can maybe just say, in the sense, the position of, let's say, definition of education that we have in the classroom, it's let's say, old paradigm, in the sense that most of those things that we are creating and like using in the sense of technology are related to the fact that they are like tools and help us to achieve some educational goals. But the new paradigm is actually giving us the challenge that not just that we use, let's say, all of those tools as books, videos, materials, and stuff to teach. And here there is a big question, like not putting too many resources on the shoulder of the students. So being able to perceive this is quite important position. So if you put too many things on their, in the space, even if it is in the classroom, we cannot expect that they can perceive those things because of many different factors on the side of the student. But here it's much more important to give them the chance. So before this presentation, we had the question, like in kindergarten, they are creating their own toys. I can tell you, I was an exchange student in Finland, 2016. And one of the most important things there, and I learned from them, is that they usually give wooden toys to kids, and they say leave kids alone, so they get bored, they get started to play. So this position, and like putting too many things on their shoulders, it's something that is a key point. If we put videos and PowerPoint presentation and all of those things there, then we cannot expect that they react on all of those stimulations, because we talk about stimulations in this sense. Here is much more important that you give them the chance that they make their own blog, their own video, their own material, so they apply the knowledge that they pick up on the way. So this would be basically the main point. So make them active, not passive participant who is just sitting and, observing all those videos. So it's not about the fact that you wouldn't give them. It's about the fact that you train them so they are able to create and respond in the sense that they have process of creation. So that would be maybe the position.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. The message of the conference today is that we in adult education and in school education can actually learn a lot from kindergartens. So, but before we go to Alexandra and to actual kindergartens, I have small question for you again, which is in the comments. So, we understood it correctly, right? Those training programs that are online designed by you, they are international, right? So they are in English and all the teachers can use them. Yeah, so that was the question.
Yes, all of those courses are available on Udemy platform. Udemy platform is international platform, and it is. I'm teaching there in English. This is the reason why having this international audience is the reason I created in English, so everyone can access and find them. Just putting my name and you're gonna find it. But most of those kindergarten kids now say there is my key homework or key game on the internet. You can find it. And when it comes to other programs, those programs are in the sense of cooperation. So attending conferences, webinars, you can also find it on our pages online, on like social media and on the web and Google as well.
Right, thank you very much, Minela. I hope to see you again in the Pan-European Conference. And now we actually move to kindergartens with Alexandra. Welcome once again. Okay, so your presentation is about STEAM activities in the kindergartens you lead, right?
Yes, hello again. I am very happy to hear about kindergarten. I thought I was the only one talking about kindergarten today, but it was a very nice surprise.
It happened, yes.
So maybe with this kind of conference, we give kindergarten, the important role that it has. So we are more specific in involving ourselves in kindergarten. I am happy to hear about the importance of early education and care, and the importance of the activities that we do in kindergarten. So I am happy because I am the head teacher of a very big kindergarten in Bucharest, and we do a lot of things. And we also tried an experiment. That is what my presentation is about. We tried an experiment about STEAM methods that we applied in activities that are based on formal curricula. So
So you will just share the presentation, right?
Yes.
It's here. Okay.
STEAM education is a concept that has the purpose of integrating science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics to foster critical thinking, creativity, problem solving, and innovation. Nowadays, more and more teachers are trying to integrate aspects of STEAM education in their professional activity, realizing the impact that this method has on the holistic development of the children. It is demonstrated that this kind of method encourage problem solving, teamwork, and curiosity through hands-on activities. Early exposure to STEAM concepts build a strong foundation for lifelong learning. So it encourages exploration and questioning at a young age, so it is very suitable in early education and care. It develops cognitive, emotional, and social skills through collaborative activities and foster creative and analytical thinking. In public kindergarten in Romania, STEAM education is not integrated as a part of formal curricula. So it could be used as a method in an activity if the teachers consider, but it is not compulsory. So in comparison with some private kindergarten in our country that can base their full activity on STEAM methods, public kindergartens may have as weak points precisely the lack of use of specific STEAM education method. So in my role as a head teacher, after analyzing the ways in which we can motivate the progress and development of 2 to 6 years old children from our kindergarten, at the level of meetings between teaching staff, we established as a method to improve both the activity of teaching staff and the development of children's skills that weekly teachers would approach at least one activity using the STEAM method. It was structured as an experiment also for children and for teachers. So we selected and discussed the organization of STEAM activities within the methodical meetings before applying them in order to be suitable for the age level and the children's characteristic. So we have applied these activities in the last year, September-October period. At the end of October, we presented our works made by the children during the exposition Autumn Festival held in our city and also our kindergarten. You can see here in the pictures some of the products of our activities. So we carried out experiments like floating eggs, magic potions, milk rainbow, experiments in the science field like growing plants, exploring weather patterns, simple experiments for children between 2 and 6 years old, combined with technology, introducing age-appropriate tools like tablets or programmable toys, engineering, building structures with blocks or recyclable materials, arts, drawing, painting, and crafting to complement STEAM concepts, and mathematics, counting, sorting, and recognizing shapes and patterns. So we've done a lot of work, as you can see here in the pictures. Our exposition was very successful. After our experiment concluded, because at the end of December, we've concluded our experiments, the results were that we so the results were that we had a significant improvement in children's teamwork. We find out that the children showed increased engagement, creativity, and better results in team. Improving relationship with parents and between parents and children, development of artistic and engineering skills, better understanding of mathematical concepts, increasing the level of creative thinking, improving language and communication, increasing the degree of parent satisfaction and appreciation of the educational environment. Still, we also encountered challenges because we are a public kindergarten. So our challenges were limited resources or funding, need for teacher training in STEAM methodologies, balancing structured learning with child-led exploration, and also aligning STEAM activities with national curriculum standard. Some solution for effective implementation would imply, as we talked about in our meetings, partnering with local organizations and sponsors to provide materials, organizing teacher training, workshops, and resources, introducing simple low-cost STEAM activities, and also involving parents in STEAM learning at home or even in kindergarten. The conclusion of our experiment was that STEAM education prepares children for a rapidly evolving world. Early education helps develop curiosity, creativity, and problem-solving skills. Collaboration between educators, parents, and the community is essential for the benefit of the children, and I may say also for achieving our common goals that are increased quality in early education and care and a holistic development of the children. So every children deserves the opportunity to explore, create, and innovate. Before I end the presentation, I would like to go back to the pictures of our experiments because it shows a lot of work that we do in our kindergarten, and it is the work of teachers, children, and parents also. I think that our experiment was successful. We have here in the presentation our experiments that were used in classes with children from 2 years old to 6 years old. There were successful experiments. And I'm ending the presentation with the so-called mantra. Together we can inspire young minds to shape the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Congratulations to your work. And if I may add, I strongly support your effort to engage the local community, to inspire this, feelings of belonging and the whole community together, because I personally also work with dropouts, and later in life, the common thing with dropouts is usually that they do not feel that they belong to the community. So if you start early with developing this sense and integrate, parents and all, wow, then you are in a very, very good path, I think. Yeah. Thank you. We were so inspired about your project that I even didn't think about the questions, and I think that also the participants, because they are just saying excellent webinar and thank you, and no questions. But yes, I'm really happy that you shared your work with us. This will be the end of the conference. All the presentations are available in the Facebook group Pan-European Conference on Digital Education. We have another conference next month, so the 27th of February is the date. the program is already full for February, but the call for presentations is always open. So if you have any topics on innovation in teaching, blended learning, project-based learning, etc., doesn't matter whether it is on kindergarten, adult education, vocational training, it can be in any level of education, because this platform connects teachers with different backgrounds, who teaches different subjects. Please feel free to reach out as a presenter. We would love to hear your voice and hear about your work. The registration is available in the webpage erasmuspluscourses.com. And welcome also to explore Primera membership in the webpage of the STEP Institute to get even more webinars and professional development opportunities. So this is all for today. See you in the end of February. Thank you very much. Goodbye.